We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on the telephone, and he is fantastic. And we are talking to Dada 5000. He is fully recovered. He's ready to go for BYB Brawl 1, Brawl for It All. And he joins us today here on the telephone. Dada, how are you, sir?
Hey, man, listen, I'm blessed, and it's an amazing opportunity to be here with you and your great fans, you know, just to shed a little bit of insight about myself and the direction that the BYB Extreme Fighting Series is heading into.
Now, this is going to be amazing. This thing starts April 5th. It's going to be in Wyoming. Tell us a little bit about why you chose Wyoming for this.
Well, you know, Wyoming is an awesome, interesting place, right? And when you look at the culture, you know, of Wyoming, it fits what we are doing for this event. You know, it's not, you know, in the sector of the hustle and bustle of city life, you know, but we're inside a good, you know, place to the point that we're close by Denver and a couple other, you know what I'm saying, cities that they can appreciate the culture, you know, of good old school, you know, scraps. And like I stated, you know, when you look at, you know, bare knuckle brawls, right? Bare knuckle brawls we're the beginning, you know, because when you look at boxing and when you look at MMA, you know, both of these sports, you know, before the gloves were on, they were off. So history repeats itself. So now it's our time to shine. And we're just reminding both of these sports where they originally came from. And I think that Wyoming, you know, is a great place. You know, I just left there. You know, I got a chance, you know, to meet, you know, a lot of the locals. Everybody's excited about it. They're pumped. And the best part about this is when you do a show of this magnitude with all of the key players that you have on board, you know, you want to hear the fans and the viewers that's watching all around the world say, when is the next one? You know you have something powerful when they say, when is the next one?
You know what's funny about that is I was at a smoker fight on last weekend in Kansas here, and that was the some of the fans had told the promoter as soon as they were leaving, they're like, when's the next one? So you're right, baby. That's you're completely correct. If people are wanting to know when the next one is and they're ready to throw tickets down right now, yeah, you had a successful event.
Exactly. Exactly. And, you know, one of the things, I think that, you know, it's not that I think, I know we have the recipe, you know, and when everyone has tried the rest, it's time for them to try the best. Not the biggest and the best in the world. When you talk about the greatest shows on earth, it's Dada 5000 and BYB Extreme. You know, not Wrangling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus. You know, listen, what we have done, we've revolutionized the way that the world look at extreme reality. I prided myself on getting corporate America to trade in their tennis shoes to come down to sunny South Florida. We sent more guys pro out of my grandmother's backyard than any boxing or dojo camp in South Florida. We got guys in the UFC right now. We got guys that fought in Bellator. We got guys that have fought, you know, in top-ranked pro boxing, you know, and it's because they came through the backyard gamut, the backyard circus. You know, they say, hey, listen, Timbo Slice was, you know, the best fighter. Well, you know, he was the first one to come through. The best has probably never been seen yet. Not him, not me, but I guarantee you, you know what I'm saying, we will produce guys that can trade hands with the world's elite, and they're going to be coming from the street, or they're going to be coming, you know what I'm saying, from some part of, you know, society that the people have said, you don't have it no more. You don't have nothing in your tank. It's impossible for you to go on. And that's what we beg to differ, because we're giving them a call. We're giving them an opportunity to prove the world wrong, you know? And that right there is what you call, you know, looking into the future with a pair of eyes that you just don't see the picture, but you see the big picture. That's why we're in 2019, and I'm 5,000. We're a long way from 5,000, and my work is just begun. It ain't no slowing down to me, none at all.
We have got Dada 5000 with us today. BYB Brawl for It All, April 5th, the Cheyenne Ice and Event Center. If you can't be there live, you can get it on the Fight app. and also pay-per-view as well. BYBExtreme.com, and also they are on all the social networks, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that. Talk to me about this cage, because when I saw the press release from our buddy Bob Trieger, and then this thing went worldwide, there was a lot of criticism about the cage. There was good criticism and bad criticism. What do you make of the cage? Tell me about the cage here, my friend.
Okay, well, listen, this cage is a part of evolution. It's a part of evolving. You know, those that don't see it, you know, they're going to be made aware of its importance, you know, come April the 5th. Now, the world has always associated boxing and wrestling with the squared circle.
Yes.
Right? MMA with the octagon. How many other shapes do you have out there?
Well, you're right about that.
You have the pentagon. You have the rectangle. You know, you have about 30 different ones. But what's so unique about the triangle, and I want the world to hear me clear, is this. The triangle have always been at the center of attention, the center of confusion, ever since our history. When you look at the pyramids, right, they wanted to know how the hell did they get these buildings, these structures that's wearing tons so easily positioned, without the tools, without the technology, even in today's society in 2019, you know, I seen on TV, and they stated for us to redo what they've done, it would not be easy. And that's what the technology that we have at our fingertips right now in 2019. So, the triangle, you know what I'm saying, has always been one of the 8 wonders of the world. Why is it on the back of our money? You see that triangle. You don't see a circle. You don't see a square. You don't see an octagon or a pentagon. Listen, come April 5th, the Bermuda isn't the only triangle where stuff is going to go down. If you look at my hair, I've been wearing this haircut for over 13 years.
It's a triangle.
What are the shapes in my hair? They're upside down triangles.
Yep.
Subliminally. If I would have put them the correct way, people would have been associating me differently. So my point is this. The triangle is special. It's powerful. It's the most dangerous shape that anybody on the planet can actually, you know, get in and compete in. Because we're giving the opponent, it's built for confrontation. We're giving the opponent something else to worry about other than their opponent. Like not getting trapped inside one of those corners, especially the point, you know what I'm saying, at the top. So it's going to be awesome, you know. It has a distinct purpose, you know, and it is to promote confrontation. Listen, everybody want to see a good knockout. Everybody want to see a good brawl. If you look at the angles, you could dance around a boxing ring. You could dance around an octagon or a pentagon or a circle. Listen, you have to be skillful to compete inside of a triangle. You know, this is the 3M philosophy: mind, motivation, and muscle. You have to be determined. You know, this thing just didn't come out overnight. Again, I've been wearing this haircut for over 13 years. I've been fascinated with the triangle, you know, and the power. You know, the world couldn't figure it out. So come April 5th, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to put out, you know what I'm saying, the best analysis, you know what I'm saying, for why the triangle has always been kept away from and stayed away from in professional combat. Guys are going to go down like the Titanic, and we're going to put on the best show ever that the world has ever seen. Listen, I'm the best at it. These other guys, they're copycats. They're imitators. They're duplicators. You can copy that of 5,000 format. You can copy that of 5,000 styles. But you got to earn respect. You can't copy respect. From ESPN to Rolling Stone to National Geographic to NBC, to Emmy, you know, to EA Sports, you know, to Miami Herald, you know, to Washington Post, to CNN, to ABC, NBC, you know, to Netflix, you know, to working with some of the biggest entertainers on the planet. That's because they respect my mind. And when they respect your mind, they respect your hustle. You know, we've set a fire. We've set a trail of blaze in the backyard. And now that I've partnered up, you know, with some knowledgeable industry insiders, you know, I just want to give a shout out to the team of individuals. You know, we have the president of BYB, which is Mike Vasquez, you know, and his partner, Pepe Cyrus. I am Data 5000. I am the founder of BYB. We have Bob Traeger. You know, we have Ira Glass. We have Stacey Hunt and Mike Petruccio. We have Ed Haynes. And then we have others, you know what I'm saying, which is too many to mention, you know, that have been mentors, you know what I'm saying, throughout, you know what I'm saying, my existence. And I really feel like together we transform like Optimus Prime.
That's awesome.
You know, and no one on the planet is going to do it like we are. Because, again, we have imitators out there. When it's real, you'll know. This type of stuff, you don't have to sell it. You position it right, and it's going to sell itself. You touched bases on something earlier. You was like, yeah, download the Fight TV. I want the world to tune in. You know, if you do not have in-demand, DirecTV, Dish, Rogers and Bell, you know what I'm saying, is integrated sports, contact, you know, your local cable provider, right? And then download the Fight TV app. Do not want to miss this. We're large, we're used, we're here to stay, and we're respected all over the country. And there's the individuals who would put out, you know, certain things about, you know, the Trigon, you know, that's expected. They're not haters, in my opinion. They just have to be educated. And I think that when people see the effectiveness of how this works, you know what I'm saying, everybody's going to be fascinated. Everybody's going to be entertained and amused. We're going to, listen, this event, April 5th, is going to pack more attention than a stick of TNT. Best believe.
We've got Dada 5000 with us today. He joins us live here on our program. He's talking about BYB Extreme Fighting Series, which is going to be bringing a three-sided triangle cage, affectionately known as the Trigon, and it is fantastic. It is like no other ring or cage in the world. It is fantastic. It guarantees 180 degrees of mayhem, and this is great. Tell me about some of the fighters you have on the bill.
Wow. You know what's so interesting is this, right? We have, you know, one of the ones that is intriguing, you know, to myself is, you know, the rematch between Chocolate and Mike Trujillo, right? And that will go on Dogfight 1.
Yes.
Chocolate knocked him out.
Yes.
You know? And that right there was the hit that was the hit that was deemed, you know what I'm saying, knockout that was heard all around the world, you know. And everybody from the news crews to magazines to you name it, they all wanted that hit, you know. And that hit debuted on ESPN, on, you know, Ridiculous with Rod Dearden. That hit was heard on, you know, and seen in Maxim magazine. I mean, everybody wanted it. Listen, that was so spectacular. That was one of the most, you know, awesomest knockouts that has probably ever, you know, been reported, not just in Prime, but anywhere on the planet. So, you know, redemption is here. You know, Mike Trujillo, he stated, you know, Dada, you know, I'm going to return the favor come April 5th, you know, and Chocolate, he told him, he was like, well, buddy, you better pack a lunch, you know, because if you think the first time was bad, wait till April 5th comes, you know. I'm going to do your worst. And the first time was bad. So I'm like, wow, if you could do this guy any worse than you did the first time, I want the world to tune in to see that. You know?
Yes.
What could be worse than that? You know, so that's not reason. You know, listen, America was built on sex and violence, you know, aside from a lot of other things. However, you know, inside of a hurting depression, the porn industry never took a hit. I haven't, and the WWE is good entertainment, but it's not this real stuff. And they sell out all over the country. And so do top-ranked, you know, UFC and certain boxing events. And we're more exciting than any of those guys. You know?
You are correct. Yes.
Yes, when you look at what goes into this recipe is more better than Grandmama's cookies. Recipe, you know? This is explosivity at its best. One-on-one. You know, it takes a real warrior, a real gladiator, you know what I'm saying, to pass this test. And I just wanted, before I go on, you know what I'm saying, with some of the noticeables on the card, I got to give a shout-out to one of the legends, the pioneers, you know what I'm saying, of the boxing world, the late, great Jack Dempsey.
Yes.
His grandson, Josh headline, the card for BYB Extreme. Not only do we have culture, we have history, we have viciousness. You know, this stuff, listen, you can't make this up. This stuff is real. It's raw. It's authentic. And you cannot mention bare knuckle fighting anywhere in the world that's not a 5,000 name is not popping up in it. You know, you can't associate none of this stuff with nobody else who's doing it. And when you look at, you know, where we come from, I truly feel like this is a part, you know what I'm saying, of educational history. This stuff's been going on since the Roman Colosseum days where they used to duke it out. Sometimes to death in front of the kings and queens and, you know, the individuals of those communities. So what I did was, because we didn't invent it, it's been going on way before any of us been born, I played the innovative role. So what I did was I took something that was hundreds and hundreds of years old, and I altered its appearance. I made it more catchy, more flashy, more, you know what I'm saying, eye-popping to the people of the 21st century. And it was like going fishing with good bait. And I caught the world's attention. I really feel like I've gained more fame, more notoriety, educated the world about the culture of bare-knuckle backyard fighting than anybody the past 150 to 200 years before me. Listen, I use the phrase, took the butter from the duck, because there's nothing that nobody else could do that I have not already done historically and gloriously. You know, we put this thing on the map. And I don't mind other individuals trying to duplicate what I do, but they need to understand that, you know, this right here was years and years and years of perfection, you know. And even when I was inside of the backyard, you know, it was sketchy, you know. And I knew that, you know, hopefully someone will come along, you know, and we could join forces to get it to where we are now. You know, and you have individuals that are still trying to do it barbarically. You have to have medicals. You have to have blood work. See, a lot of these guys, they're probably one punch away from the hospital or the graveyard because they look good, but they could be ill. They could have stuff going on in their body that you don't have an idea, nor do they. And you put them out there, and I'm speaking to all of the guys, you know, that are trying to imitate what we've done. You know, we were just fortunate. We were just lucky, you know, because we had a higher purpose. But as soon as we got the opportunity, you know, to say, hey, these are the necessary adjustments, we made them. You got guys out there, even with gloves on, there's no doctors, no physicians. You know, there's no immediate medical response. You know, it's a recipe waiting to happen. It's a ticking time bomb. And you're hearing that from Data 5000. So we've taken it to the necessary height that everybody can be educated. And guess what? If you can't beat them, you join them. All of the guys out there in the world that feel like, hey, I'm tough, you know, sign up. Email Stacey Hunt. Reach out to BYBExtreme.com. Get in contact with the department that will put you in a position to become that star. Because right now, two people will go down. The person who put on the unsanctioned event, number one, and the individual who killed or seriously hurt the other guy. Now it's no fun because they're not making real money back there, but they're going to have real money to afford those legal attorneys. So my thing is this: we are, you know, the pioneers.
Yes.
They're going to spearhead this thing into the 21st century, and we have, you know, fighters that are competing, you know, from Denver. We have fighters that are competing from Wyoming. We have fighters competing from Florida, from Georgia. We have fighters competing from all over the place. It's like a melting pot. And when you say, hey, look, who do you got? These are so evenly matched up to the point that you would have to say, wow, I don't know. It's going to be interesting how Vegas would have to disperse the odds, you know. And this is just the big, and this is just the first one. On the second one, we have bigger stars. And it's going to continue to evolve and evolve and evolve. Listen, we have a sanctioning organization called the UBC, right?
Yes.
And that's a ranked boxing belt. That is the official belt of BYB. We have a ranking system that's going to be in place. So we have wins and losses, and if you're fighting in Miami and your opponent is from Czechoslovakia, you know, if they're ranked, then we're going to make that fight happen anywhere in the world. We're not a private organization like the rest of these boys and girls. We are the real deal. When we say may the best man win, we really mean it, you know. And these are going to be some of the greatest epic fights that, you know, you could ever see. And the real winners are not those that are, you know, beating the living shit out of each other, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Beating the living crap out of each other, you know, in the front of bloodthirsty fans. It's the fans that get a chance to see this stuff go down, you know what I'm saying, in person, you know, at the Cheyenne Ice Event Center. You know, I guarantee you, you know what I'm saying, you're going to think that it's going to be the 4th of July, you know what I'm saying, in April, you know, and it's going to be amazing and amusing, you know what I'm saying? That's like Triple H, amazing and amusing, you know what I'm saying?
Fantastic.
And I really think, you know what I'm saying, the fans is going to, you know what I'm saying, like be stoked. And one of the treats is this, you know, the world has seen Dogfight on Netflix, right?
Yes.
We're filming the fight scenes that's gonna make the end of the movie, you know, that night in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So that's big. I want the world, if you can make it out to Cheyenne, Wyoming, from wherever you are, be a part of history, because this is bigger than a fight. You know, we have, you know what I'm saying, Billy Corbin and the great team of people at Rock and Tour who's responsible for Dogfight Round 1 on Netflix blockbuster, Cocaine Cowboys. They just dropped a documentary called Screwball. They have Limelight. They have Square Grouper. They have Cocaine Cowboys Reloaded. They have ESPN 30 for 30 Pro. They have The U, and they have a lot of others. They're probably one of the best. They're probably the top 2, you know, in the world. And they're not number 2. So they're number 1. And their work speaks for itself, you know. And, you know, I just want to say, you know, we have, you know, a monstrous team. And we're all on the same page to put out the best content, you know what I'm saying, that the world has ever seen on the biggest of stages. You know, and it is, you know, a pleasure. It is an absolute pleasure to be in the position that I am. You know, even though, you know, I'm responsible for kickstarting this movement, you know, I'm nothing more than a spokesman, you know, an ambassador to the culture. You know, so people, you know, that's why I'm so humble. That's why I'm so cool. Because an old school dude told me by the name of Bud, you know, and he pretty much run Memphis out there on Bill Street in Memphis, Tennessee. You know, he's one of the most powerful dudes that I've ever had the chance, you know, to connect with. And he told me, he said, good old country boy like Dusty Rhodes. He loves his cigars and his big truck. And he says, "Da 5,000." I said, "Hey, Bud, how you doing?" He said, "I'm fine." You know, he said, "I admire what you're doing down there in sunny South Florida. You know, but I just want to give you an empty piece of advice. You never buy your own headline." He told me, never believe the stuff in the paper that the press writes. It's not about me. He was like, that's not for you, Dada. That's for the consuming world to buy. He was like, because when you start believing the press, when you start believing the headlines, you may think that you Superman and you really can fly. That's when you start falling apart. And you fall up on the 50-foot building and you jump off because you believe in all this stuff. And guess what? You know, you're going to fall 50 feet to your death and they're going to blame it on drugs. And so it said it's the end of you. And I said, you know what, though? You're absolutely right. No, I'm not naive. I'm not weak. But I always stayed away from the press as far as, you know, them, you know, putting me inside of a different light.
Oh, yeah.
I'm better than nobody else.
Completely understand, yeah.
Yeah, I just do a different, you know what I'm saying, job. You know, the business that I'm in is the entertainment business, but it's unforgiving and it's unapologetic. And sometimes you can't take a trip to the hospital. Trust me, I know. Spent a long time in the hospital in 2016. This stuff ain't for everybody. Some is just, you know, destined to be fans and historians of the sport. But I want the world to tune in because the event will sell out. I want the world to tune in April 5th. the Cheyenne Ice and Event Center. I want all eyes locked in. You know, and like I said, you know, download the app on Spike TV. You know, for everybody else who have in-demand DirecTV dish, Rogers and Bell, or is integrated sports, you're okay. But check with your local provider, you know, to see if, you know, you have one of those networks. If not, then download the Spike TV app, you know, to witness history. You know, we're going to leave it all in the ring. It's going to be better than any that night on TV, you know. And I just want to thank the supporters that have been riding with me, you know, who never wavered or who never strayed, you know. And I appreciate the love and the support that I get, you know, from fans each and every day. And we're going to make a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, believers. When you look at boxing, when you look at MMA, those are, you know what I'm saying, cool sports. You know, we're not here to take their place, but they give us an opportunity. I bet you, you know what I'm saying, we be at the center, you know what I'm saying, of attention when you talk about, you know, hand-to-hand combat, you know what I'm saying, from that day. You're not going to be able to say, hey, listen, I want to see a fight. It's not about 5,000 and BYB. That's not coming to mind. And you're going to travel, you're going to show up, and you're going to watch us show out. You know what I'm saying? Every time that we're on the ticket. You know,
well, I'll tell you,
yes.
Dada, I am looking forward to this. Before we let you go, how do we find you online and everything, my friend?
Well, listen, I want everybody, you know, to go to the YouTube channel, right, and to subscribe. It is The Real Dada 5000 on YouTube. Subscribe, hit that notification button so you'll be alert whenever, you know what I'm saying, we're dropping new content. I am The Real Dada 5000 on Instagram. You know, I am The Fear Harris, you know, Dada 5000 on Facebook. You can also go to The Real Dada 5000 on the fan Facebook and The Real Dada 5000 on Twitter. I also want to let people know to go to www.bybextreme.com. I want to give a big shout out, you know, to all of our sponsors. We have Pure and Natural, you know, and we have a lot of others that information is going to be, you know what I'm saying, coming, you know, shortly, you know, and I just want to say, you know, this is going to be big. It's going to be big for everybody involved. And I just can't wait, you know what I'm saying, until we, you know, kickstart this event to show the world that we are serious, you know, and that we are for real, and that nobody on the planet, you know what I'm saying, can actually contest what we're doing, because we are official. You know, we're official like a referee with a whistle. We have arrived.
I love it. Well, Dada, I appreciate you making time for us today. You are fantastic, and I look forward to talking to you more as we get ready for this big show.
Hey, listen, thank you, and thank your fans. I appreciate and I love you guys, and I love what you're doing. And thank you for the opportunity that you've given me and, you know, dozens of others like me to actually, you know, take what we feel and contribute what we have, you know what I'm saying, to making the entertainment world, you know what I'm saying, so big and just explode, you know what I'm saying, with everything that we have.
Well, Dada, have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you, man.
All right, you too. God bless.
Appreciate it, brother. There he goes, Dada 5000.